All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We're going to take a look at a video, and I think they're onto something here. Now, if you remember in the Nancy Guthrie case, uh, there was many people believing that there was a woman involved. And is it possible? Well, it's possible. There's a lot of people saying that the hips look different, the legs look different, the upper body look different. But you have to remember these women today, they have these sports bras or whatever they're called, and they can take the chest, even a bigger breasted woman, and smash it up against them. And it looks like they have no breast assist, right? So, I was, I was like, oh, that's crazy. There's no way this, one of the people could be, but you know what? I wasn't thinking properly because we're not seeing all of the footage. We ain't seeing all the thumbnails that we don't know how many people were there. Now, the mastermind of all this, the person that staged all this stuff, they might have had numerous people going there. She might have been gone for a week. Well, if it's true what they say. So, this mastermind, he keeps having people go to the house. Right? He don't care if they go. Nothing. They're saying nothing was stolen from the house. No jewelry, nothing. So, the mastermind, they already had the package. They already had the jewel, which was Miss Nancy, right? Because she was their money, their diamond, right, in the rough, so they can get money from the family. So we really don't know how many times this mastermind sent people there, to whether try and cover his tracks or whatever. But here's the thing: we're going to take a look at a video I just seen, and it has nothing to do with the Guthrie case, right? Because everyone says I'm crazy anyway. But listen to the lyrics in the. I want you to notice that after the case, after it broke and it got worldwide about Nancy Guthrie, or certain people I noticed have changed their appearance, whether it be dyed their hair, dyed their eyebrows back. Now people are saying they seen a tattoo on one of these porch people that came up the inside of the wrist. Like if you turn your palm up and you're looking at your hand, the palm of your hand, there's a tattoo right there on the right below the wrist. So this is interesting. So let's take a look at this video and we'll see. We yeah, the devil. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you about the devil, folks. The devil is the one that tainted the seed and the woman. He couldn't taint the man, so he tainted the woman. Therefore, the seed from the woman. The woman was tainted. Was the one that brought mankind down, right? Because she was tempted by the devil and tainted by the snake, and she broke the rules that God told. It wasn't the man; it was the woman. So this is very interesting. But watch this video and the lyrics that this guy is, this music, he put this on that video to tell you folks that the devil couldn't get to certain people. So what did the devil use? The woman. So let's watch this. And after the video's done, we're going to point out some things here too. Well, that's a tattoo on a wrist right there.
He didn't. He had to find something that would spark your interest. Guess our friendship never really meant shit. I guess we never really shared the same vision. I guess you wanna just keep on living the same type of life, doing shit so senseless, so relentless, attitude vicious. Wonder what it's like not to have any feelings. Wonder what it's like not to put up a fight every day and night just to try to make a difference. Maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm different. Maybe I should listen and try to pay attention. But even when I did, it didn't really make a difference. You do what you want to and made us grow distant. Now the devil has sweet revenge. I can feel the evil just creeping in. I can't close my eyes, no sleeping in. You had to make a choice, either me or him, so go be with him and good luck. Babe, our time together is up. Babe, I gave you all my love. Babe, but now our love just fades away. I got down on my knees and I prayed to God. And I asked God, why would you let this happen? I heard the devil laughing and the demons clapping. They were so full of pride and satisfaction. And God told me when it all comes crashing down on me, not to lose my passion, never lose myself for others. The devil came back with a vengeance. He was on a mission. He might have lost the war, but he knew it.
Okay, now take a look at her, right? Whole thing changed. She used to have red hair, red eyebrows, whole thing. Now she's got brown hair and brown eyebrows. What is it? And the song, listen to the lyrics of the song. It's talking about how man was taken out by woman, the seed. That's freaky to me. If listening to this music and putting it behind what this guy did is he put it to this video, and now people are really coming out questioning what the heck really happened. And I also did something else. I did a face thing on that family, man. And here's what's crazy. He don't even look like the parents. He's supposed to be the oldest kid, but he don't look like him at all. Oh, what are we looking at here? Was Matt Brown trafficked as a child? No, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know if that's true or not, but why was he? Why didn't he end up with any of the any wills in his name? Why didn't any money, anything in it? It was like they casted him out. Is it because maybe he wasn't truly bloodline? Wasn't truly their child? I don't know. Very well could be. He might have been a family member's kid, and Billy Brown ended up taking care of him for the family that passed away or something. I mean, we don't know. I mean, that's just a wild guess, but if you really take a look at the whole family, like he's the smallest one, and if you look at facial features, he don't look like none of them. Then you throw in all the videos of Matt trying to say his family was trying to kill him. He couldn't stand his mother. He all this stuff. So what happened? Who knows? It's very interesting, though. And no, I'm not obsessed with Matt Brown. It's a case. I don't know why these people say it's not a case. It is a case, and it's getting bigger each day. They're starting to connect more stuff to, well, this is why. This is, and then, people are trying to say, oh, you're obsessed with it. I'm not obsessed with it. And I definitely ain't obsessed with Matt Brown. You know, just because we're connecting the dots, where did this kid's life go bad? And what did he do when he was behind, when he was away from the cameras, when he did go on his trips? Where did he go? He's had a past. But then again, it's all making sense. If this wasn't their real child, then he would be getting the blame for everything. And it makes sense to me. All right, let's keep going with this. Listen to this.
Who had to win it, and I really didn't. He had to find something.
See, what did the lyric just say there? He couldn't get to them, but he knew women. The devil knew women. And what did the devil do? The devil used the woman to taint the garden. Yeah. Well, whoever this guy is that made this videos might be onto something here.
Something that would spark your interest. Guess our friendship never really meant shit. I guess we never really shared the same vision. I guess you wanna just keep on living the same type of life, doing shit.
Yeah, look at it. Real red hair, real light red eyebrows. Hmm.
So senseless, so relentless, attitude vicious. Wonder what it's like to have any feelings. Wonder what it's like not to put up a fight every day and night just to try to.
And this is weird because, like, right after the Guthrie thing, that well, maybe, you know. Now, like I said, these women today, yes, they have these new sport bras they wear, and a woman that has a giant upper half, the breastises, can make it appear like she has no breast. Well, maybe. What else are we looking for? What else are these investigators looking for that they've been telling us that the videos we've been watching? What are they saying? Well, whoever this was had a tattoo on the wrist. Oh, all right.
Make a difference. Maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm different. Maybe I should listen and try to pay attention. But even when I did, it didn't really make a difference. You do what you want to and made us grow distant. Now the devil has sweet revenge. I can feel the evil just creeping in. I can't close my eyes, no sleeping in. You had to make a choice, either me or him. So go be with him and good luck. Babe, our time together is up. Babe, I gave you all my love. Babe, but now our love just fades away. I got down on my knees and I prayed to God. And I asked God, why would you let this happen? I heard the devil laughing and the demons clapping. They were so full of pride and satisfaction. And God told me when it all comes crashing down on me, not to lose my passion, never lose myself for others. The devil came back with a vengeance. He was on a mission. He might have lost the war, but he knew how to win it. And
All right. And here she is waving while she got on her hand. Right underneath her palm of her hand. Tattoo. Interesting. Maybe they're onto something. Maybe they're seeing something we're not seeing. Now, could it be plausible? Possible? Maybe. I don't know. Is it weird? Well, it's weird. You know, I don't know. Let me get rid of this person here. You can't even make and this is the problem. And this is probably what the government and everybody's running into is, we have no idea. We're just YouTube people, right? We're trying to figure out what the heck happened. But you know what? Here's what's sad. Here in America, pretty soon, that's what's going to be coming, is no one's going to care about your murders, your rapes, and your pillaging. You're not going to be able to get help. No one's going to give a shit, right? They're all teaming up now. We're dividing up the USA, and no one's going to care about your madness, is what they're saying. Something happens to your family, something happens to your family. Oh, well, that's going to be, America is going to be very cold, cold hearted, right? Much like the Lord did to the pharaohs and everyone else. He hardened their hearts. So what's going to happen to America? No one's going to give a crap. They're trying to kill the president. No one gives a shit. They're trying to kill these. No one cares. It's going to become very cold. So, is there anything to what these people are saying? That it's possibly it was a man and a woman? Well, it's possible. that did the Nancy Guthrie thing? It's possible. They might have had other people there helping them too. Might have been a lot of people in on it, like people are saying. Now, the devil wouldn't get his hands dirty, would he? No. The devil would hire this job out, right? Probably. They're not going to implicate themselves in anything. So what do? They hire people. How many people? I don't know. Could have been one, could have been two, could have been four, could have been five. We don't know. Could have been a whole crew. You know. And then you have to ask yourself, if you're a good investigator, where was Matt Brown getting his meth? Who was supplying Matt Brown with meth? I mean, that'd be an interesting question. Who was supplying him with meth? Where did he go to get his meth? Did he travel to go get a bunch of meth and then bring it back? And was he selling meth? Was he selling drugs to survive? He did have his own place. Why did he always stay at a hotel? It was almost like the kid became Kurt Cobain, right? Why, what'd Kurt do? Kurt would take off to a hotel and he'd spend weeks in there just shooting dope, right? And then he would go back to his house, right? Kurt was the same way. Kurt Cobain would disappear for a long time and he'd just be shooting dope all the time, get away from everybody, and be shooting heroin and stuff. And then he would go back home, to the family or whatever. That was weird. So, and Matt's always talking about music, 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 and everything. Maybe, who knows? But we're trying. Let me see what. Good morning, Debbie. Thoughts? No, it's not these two. Lots of people have masks, don't they, Johnny? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of people got masks. Hell, I live out here up north where it's really cold. I even have ski masks for when it's really cold and snowy. Yeah, I got a ski mask too. Yeah. Oh yeah. We got a lot of stuff up north here. It's common. Well, you could drive around this town in the wintertime and all kinds of people have ski masks on. When it's, 40-mile-an-hour winds and 50 below zero out, you're going to have a ski mask. So, what is it? I don't know. I'm not sure, but the reason this guy put this music to this video was to tell people something in his own way. He couldn't come right out and say what was going on. So what's he doing? He's using lyrics. And them lyrics are explaining what this guy probably thinks. Which a lot of people are thinking that she had something to do with it. All right, let me see what Debbie's saying. Someone in Alaska, they can tell you they can tell me why Matt Brown and his family would take Nancy. Money, drugs, who knows? Maybe they were just crazy. I don't know. Well, we don't know if it was the whole family, but is it possible Matt was doing? We don't know. We're just trying to figure out what happened to Matt Brown. Like I said, you take Matt Brown, people, oh, you're crazy. Oh, okay. Well, let's take him out of the equation and let's throw in all the accusations and all the charges and the police wanting to talk to Matt Brown. Let's throw that in there. Okay. Because people are all crazy. You're nuts. You're crazy. Exactly. That's how we know we hit it on the button, because we're getting so much backlash and threats. So we know we're onto something. So take Matt Brown out of the equation of a suspect in the Nancy Guthrie case. What do you got? You got a man that was already wanted and wanted to be questioned by the authorities, who was on meth, who was so-called allegedly wanted for rape in California when he was out there on his rehab thing or whatever they're saying. You have other things that the police wanted to question him on, and that itself is a case. You know, like Miss Debbie Fox is always saying, "You're crazy. There is no case. But there is a case." And that's how we know there is a case because I'm getting so much backlash from her. So, what do we know? We know that after the disappearance, they change or she changes. Now, there's a lot of people saying that they believe that there was a woman involved, and one of them people that we're seeing walking up on the porch might be a woman. And that's true. It might be a woman. Maybe. Maybe there was a woman there. Maybe there was no woman there, but maybe somebody told a woman of what they did. Or maybe a woman as Mrs. Maybe a woman was questioned by police and shown photos and questioned about things. Do you get what I'm getting at here, folks? Maybe there was a woman where they questioned her why Matt was on one of his little escapades and running around the country or whatever. And maybe, just maybe, these agents, these police said, "Hey, we want you to look at this, that. Where's Matt been? What's going on? What's he on? Where, you know?" See, and that's what a lot of people don't understand is there might be people looking at that and going, "Oh shit," uh, it's kind of weird because Matt was missing at that time. Yeah. So, is it worth going ahead and checking into? Well, it's worth it. But like I said, and everybody giving us so much trouble, we're onto something. Like I said, now we had many people as suspect, not because they look like Porch Guy. It was because of their past and their record and what they were wanted for before Porch Guy came along. 12 suspects on this channel, you know. So is it possible? Well, it's possible. Plausible? I don't know. No, I don't know the Lord knows everything. I don't. So it's possible. I can't take it off of the table. But like I said, if even if I take Matt Brown off of the Nancy Guthrie dissecting table, you still have a case. Just Matt Brown himself had a case. So a lot of people say, yeah, there's no case. There is a case. And it's obvious somebody is trying to cover up the case because we're getting so much backlash and so much heat from it. Like I said, take him out as a suspect of the Nancy Guthrie case, and what do you got? You got a case surrounded by Matt Brown. Just in the accusations that people said, also by the court records of the two girls filing or whatever charges or whatever on them. The meth thing, there's a whole case around him. See, people think, oh, he's dead. The case stops. It don't, because now questions have to be answered. All these people saying Matt was on meth. Now, what are the police going to do? Well, the police are going to want to know, where was he getting this? And that's where you people are so stupid. You're dumber than doornails and a box of rocks, because the case don't end when somebody dies. Now it's just begun. What drove Matt Brown to what he did? Who was his suppliers? Who was affiliated with him? What did he do behind crime scenes or behind the scenes when he wasn't filming? Where did he actually go? If this man's got 3 or 4 uh, rape allegations, when he gets drunk, he gets violent and does stuff. You know, there's a case right there. You know, and then to throw on, well, he offed himself. He was all messed up on meth. Now what happens? Well, now the FBI and the police come in. Where did he get his meth? Where was the meth? Who was supplying him with it? See, with every action, there's a reaction. And that's what a lot of my mods don't understand. It's over. It's not over. Actually, you people are becoming suspects because you're trying to cover up that we're onto something, but yet you keep saying, oh, no, no, no. Well, we must be onto something then. All right, let's see what's going on here. Debbie says, put a mask in Johnny. Let's see what you look like. Oh, sure. I'll put a mask on. I'll put a cane on. I'll put a jacket on. Sure, I'll go in front of the camera and walk around, because you're such an idiot. You don't even realize that I got footage and an IP address coming from Indiana. I was on camera the whole time that this was going down. That's how dumb these people are. That's why this country deserves everything it gets. That's why. That's why the federal bureau, the police, the government, everybody. This country is getting what it deserves. The devil has tainted America. And the devil tainted the woman, and the woman did. This guy's right. The guy that made this music video is probably right. Let's listen to it more. Nothing is closed. Debbie says it's officially closed. It's closed. It's always closed in Washington, D.C. That's what they don't understand. The law states it's closed because he offed himself. It's a proven fact. Washington does not investigate suicides. It might be over to their police department, but it ain't over to Homeland. It ain't over to the FBI or CIA or private investigators. And that's why this country is so and going to be paying for a long time of its madness. They just can't figure it out. We don't want them to figure it out anymore. Let's continue this.
Really didn't. He had to find something that would spark your interest. Guess our friendship never really meant shit.
See, the devil could not get to me. The devil couldn't get to Matt Brown. But what did the devil use? Well, he used his drugs and, well, his women, who he tainted in the garden from day one.
I guess we never really shared the same vision. I guess you wanna just keep on living the same type of life, doing shit so senseless, so relentless, attitude vicious. Wonder what it's like not to have any feelings. Wonder what it's like not to put up a fight every day and night just to try to make a difference. Maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm different, maybe I should listen and try to.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what Debbie's saying. It's closed, Johnny. It was a suicide. Look it up. It's closed. It can be closed all day. That's routine in Washington, D.C. That's what they did to who? Kurt Cobain. Suicide. We're not investigating it. And that is why a lot of people move to Washington, Seattle area, Washington State, because simple fact, if you can make it look like a suicide, it's going to be labeled a suicide. What's going to happen then? They're not going to investigate it. That's why a lot of people move up there. Definitely ain't for the weather. Were these people lost? Yeah, they were lost. Are they onto something? They might be onto something. Like I said, we on this channel, until the case is closed, till the Nancy Guthrie case is closed, it's an open case, and everyone is a suspect. And it is their own fault that these people tried to make it seem like they were involved. And their whole plan is it's a racket. It's a scam. They're hoping people say stuff so they can say, we're going to sue you. It's a racket. These people ain't never held a job. They ain't never held a job their whole lives. The only thing they knew was, well, from the information I'm getting, the parents weren't as good as the kids were, supposedly. They were being investigated in something in the United States. They're from the United States. Was Matt Brown the traffic kid? It very well could have been. They're saying he was the oldest one, the firstborn, but you know, does he look like the parents? Or a lot of people say no. So was he a traffic kid himself? That's why he was cut out of the wills. That's why he didn't get none of the money or anything. Well, it's very well possible. All right, what page say? Matt just filed a restraining order on Johnny from hell. Yeah. All right. Let me get rid of these trolls in my chat. Sometimes people are trolls. Like I said, the devil tainted the garden a long time ago. And ever since then, what's happened? Who knows? But this guy's onto something because this whole song's talking about how the devil couldn't get to him. So what did he use? Other things. What other things? Woman. Here she is. She jumps out of her vehicle and she's screaming that he's on something. He's on something. His pupils are small. Well, it was sunlight out. His eyes were supposed to be small. Get a whole team of FBI guys up there in Seattle. Bunch of effing idiots. Yeah, is it possible something? All right, like I told these idiots, I'm going to take Matt Brown off of the table of the Nancy Guthrie case. What do we got? We still have a case. There's still a case. And that's what these idiots don't realize. The things that they were wrapped in on, the things they were doing is a case in itself. And that's what I'm talking about. I really could use some help up here. And, government, Pentagon, I really wish you'd show me that I'm safe. And what I mean is you come in, you napalm a couple areas that I'm having trouble at. Then I'll believe. Right now, you want me to put my trust in this country and beloved Mother Green and the butt kicking machine and all this, but yet here I am dying and suffering as you watch. So, that's why it's corrupt. The devil has tainted the world. Yeah, well, maybe it's always been that way. Why are you coming down on me? Because I'm just pointing stuff out to people, right? So if we can get some help up here, we would appreciate it. We really would appreciate it. They're just sucking the life out of you. You don't want me to have nothing, and the Lord don't want you to have a country. He don't want you to have a country anymore, United States. Why? Because of one man. Because of one man, what they did to one man that was baptized and was one of God's children, and these people made the mistake. So what are you going to do? Wow, it will get Trump up there. He'll blow the crap out of it. He'll nuke everything. Yeah, go ahead. Send as many nukes as you want. You're not going to change that you lost your country. And it's filled with a bunch of sickos that like to kidnap girls and do rape and pillage and do whatever. Well, you light all the nukes you want off in the United States. I can give two craps. It ain't going to save you from the burning hell. All right, let's see what Debbie's saying. One of my great mods. He was cut out of the will because he was a substance abuser. We don't know that. There's no proof of it. Anyone ever see Matt Brown snort anything on camera? Nope. All hearsay. I don't believe that the Garden of Eden thing. Well, then you don't believe in nothing, and that ain't good. You need to believe in something. A person that believes in nothing is soulless. Now, let's see what else she said. So, trying to watch the show, you have no idea. Yeah, I watched it. Like I said, it was right on before Street Outlaws. I was a big fan of Street Outlaws. I don't believe in all that stuff. That's okay. You have the right not to believe in it. You'll be perfectly fine. Let me refill my coffee before anyone else gets upset. Now, like I said, there's numerous things here. Might be nothing, might be something. We don't know. We don't know. You know, you believe in Mother Nature. Well, that's a form of witchery. No, there is no Mother Nature, Debbie. There's God, and that's it. You know, if you go by the Bible, there is no Mother Nature. Mother Nature. Where? Show me it in the Bible. Show me that it's real. If not, it's witchery. You're conjuring up. You're conjuring up uh, storms, which that's proven in history that the Merlin and they conjured up this stuff. All right, let's see what Debbie's saying now. I do not share the same things Johnny does or believe like he is. And that's perfectly fine. Who said I believe any of this stuff? I'm just making content. You know, if I tell you I don't believe in God or the devil and you're all crazy, then you come at me and say, oh, he's ungodly, he's the devil. These people, I found the devil. Just a matter of time before who gets to him first, my vigilantes or the United States government. Let's set the clocks to 11:05. Let's see who gets to him first, government, the vigilantes or the FBI agents. We'll see. Mark, go. Clock's ticking. The clock is ticking. You guys better hurry up. Now, what else did we find out? We also found out that there was other people on the river that day. What else do we not know? We don't know what caliber or weapon hit Matt Brown in the head. Now, could it have been somebody down the river out in the woods? It could have been anything. But we don't have a caliber bullet yet. We don't have ballistics. We don't have numerous things. And you know what? You will never find that out. Why? Well, because they closed the case. It's a suicide. It's over. So, therefore, folks, who hit Matt Brown? Well, it could have been a lot of people. Could have been government, from what people are saying. Well, maybe. Who knows? But to just throw it up, just to close the books, it's over and done with. Boom, is a smack in the face to Matt Brown, who claimed in many videos that his family was trying to kill him, who claimed in many videos that he was being tortured. He was being used. People were trying to make him kill himself. And you don't have a case. You don't have a case. I don't want that case. Like I said, the clock is ticking, government. Who's going to get to them first? The vigilantes or your big bad boys who can't figure out a dang thing? The clock is ticking, prick. Yeah, killer is abuse to Matt's name. I didn't label him as a killer. Call the FBI and the government, Debbie, and yell at them. Go yell at them. Don't yell at me. Hell, they've been saying that family's been messed up and shit for many years since the program came out. I don't know. Was he that crazy, and was he that? Yeah, these guys, they think they're going to get away with all kinds of stuff, that they're smarter than the Lord or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. What was he? He was one thing on camera, and when the camera turned off, he was something totally different. We've seen it a million times, and still I got these people in my chat blaming me for it. Yeah, I'm like, I was sitting right here when the story broke that I was covering it. It was you. All right, whatever. That's what you think, whatever. Good luck with that. Debbie says, you have no idea, Johnny, listening to YouTube channels that have 3 subscribers. I don't believe everything that's the thing they want me to believe. Everything they say. And the only people that do stuff like that is brainwashers. They want you to believe what they say. If you don't believe what they say, oh well. Let me see what Debbie's saying. He was in rehab for drugs. The show sent him twice. His parents many times. Yeah, well, they were. There's evidence now saying that Discovery cast was, or the people that were running the show were supplying them with the drugs. Supplying them with the meth. I bet you the person we're looking for is up there in Washington. And I'm not going to take off a woman off of the table. Like I said, his 2 last videos, he talked about she wanted me to kill myself. That's what he said. He put his hand up to his head like a gun and said she wanted me to off myself. And I can't do that. And there's a case here, and I don't give a shit. Get rid of Washington. Nuke it. I don't give a shit. I can give 2 shits what you people want. I've been sacrificed and abused my whole life, so I can give 2 shits what your country or some Oval Office or some idiot want. Nuke the fucking country. I don't give a shit. I can give 2 craps. Right? Exactly. And this is what we were, good people. And this country drove us crazy. And I took all these people and made them military. You can F off, government. I won't help. Do we know what's going? We know exactly what's going on, who's hitting who, and what's going on. And you can F off. And this is what we're sticking with. Now, is it possible he's a suspect in the Guthrie case? Yeah, it's very possible. Him and his girlfriend. Yeah. And many more behind. And many more behind him that we probably can't see off camera. And here's the thing I told the government, you're going to wake up one day. You're going to have 350 million people that don't give a shit what you say. And when that day comes, you're going to have a world of shit hit you right like a fan. They didn't believe us, and boom, it's hitting these pricks like they don't give a shit if these dudes don't give a shit if they're cops, FBI, military men. It's what is it? It's the holy war. The angels have come down. They don't give a shit about your badges. They don't give a shit that you're sitting in the Oval Office. They don't give a shit if you're the Pope. They come to do a job. And that job is to get rid of you scumbags on this earth so thy King of Kings can come back and we can live in peace and harmony. Well, we got a movie going about that. So I don't care no more. I just don't. You know, we're just fed up with this shit. We believe the Bible. And the holy war is here. You know, that's what's going on in America, you know. And that's my movie. That's it. Let's say to these people. You know, I can easily turn the TV off and go back to my life and just say, screw you, your country, and your religions, and tune everybody out. Which that's what I'm going to be doing here pretty soon, folks, because I've had it myself with these nut jobs. You know, does anybody care that they're dying? Nobody gives a shit that you folks are dying. No one gives a shit I'm dying. No one gives a shit. It's a bad way to live, but the truth is the truth. You know, this is saying a lot.
Pay attention, but even when I did it, didn't really make a difference. You do what you want to and made us grow distant. Now the devil has sweet revenge. I can feel the evil just creeping in. I can't close my eyes, no sleeping in. You had to make a choice, either me or him, so go be with him and good luck. Babe, our time together is up. Babe, I gave you all my love. Babe, but now our love just fades away. I got down on my knees and I prayed to God. And I asked God, why would you let this happen? I heard the devil laughing and the demons clapping. They were so full of pride and satisfaction. And God told me when it all comes crashing down on me, not to lose my passion, never lose myself for others. The devil came back with a vengeance. He was on a mission. He might have lost the war, but he knew how to win it. And I really didn't. He had to find something that would spark your interest. Guess our friendship never really meant shit. I guess we never really shared the same vision. I guess you want to just keep on living the same type of life, doing shit.
Yeah. What do they got? They got a case. And that case will be going through. And there ain't no one that can end it. Notice every time he's talking about the devil, whose face pops up? Hers. So it's obvious this guy that made the video is putting out that, listen, this guy was tempted by the devil, uh, possessed by the devil, by somebody, because the devil couldn't get to him. How did they get to Matt? Drugs and the woman. Yeah, I'm going to be embracing a lot of stuff in this country that you folks are going to be like, what in the hell happened to him? And like I told you, when you don't back off and you got power and you got weapons, you got deadly shit, uh, you know, people suffer, as I did. You know, people suffer as I did, as the Father did, as God did. As you know, they're going to suffer. So what do you got? Well, we got a case. That's what we got. Now, whether the government or the Washington wants to investigate it, FBI can come in and investigate the whole thing. If someone's got a couple quid, you can hire some private investigators, like the Kurt Cobain case. You know, uh, you know, uh, what can you do? No, but Debbie Fox is saying the case is closed. That's it. It was suicide. Who gives a shit about anything else that happened before then? Nobody. No one. Because as far as the world is considered, and Debbie Fox is considered, the case is closed. It was suicide, and it's over with. And she has the right to think that. She has the right to think that. She has the right to think it was me. She has the right to think that. I agree 100%. It wasn't me because there would have been nothing left to find. I'm really sorry, but everybody has an MO. You wouldn't have found them like Hoppa for a long time. Like Uncle. I'm not I'm not 100% sold that Matt Brown was their legitimate kid. There was just too much stuff and allegations about their parents before all this stuff even happened. I was like, holy crap, how come we didn't know about this stuff? It was hidden. What the fucking mean it was hidden? Well, what? Well, the only reason they hide stuff like that is why? Why, Mr. Well, they were investigating it. All right, let's see what Debbie's saying. Killing yourself is a you problem. I don't know. It's supposed to be a sin if you go by the good book. Johnny has a case against Matt Brown and his girlfriend. The devil tempts you with cigarettes every day. She's right. I got people trespassing on me that live here that are chain smokers. And it's weird because other people have noticed it. They're like, you never smoked a lot like that. What is going on? I'm like, I think it's these people where I live, the complex, they're like doing magic or trespassing on me or something. The one lady's got horrible legs. All right, it's probably the plague or whatever, but she moved. And now the other guy, he's got problems with it. It probably was. They all had dogs down there at the other end. I wouldn't doubt if it was the plague. And they tried to cover that up. So what do? There's nothing you can do. Just like I said, who's going to get to these people first, the vigilantes or the government? And you're pissed off, Trump, and you have the right to be pissed off. But there's one thing that was around before you ever came along, sir, and that was vigilantes. And they got rid of the vigilantes who got justice for the American people. But now, well, somebody went ahead and orchestrated a whole vigilante thing again. And they're getting justice whether you like it or not. And that's the problem in your country is when people don't get justice, they turn to other means to get justice. And that's exactly what we're seeing in America. The vigilantes are back, stronger than ever, got more dangerous stuff than the United States government. So do your jobs, and we wouldn't have to hire soldiers of fortune and vigilantes to come in and do jobs. Let me see. Trump, put your ski mask on. Trump got rid of all his ski masks. He had a couple, but he got rid of them. Yeah, we are bringing the vigilantes back and supplying them with stuff. Why? Because we can't get justice. That's why. I don't blame these people. It ain't me hiring them. I got no money. I'm poor. They're just communicating through me. I'm just like, what do they say I am? Messenger. I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just a messenger. Debbie, don't get. She thinks it's a joke. The vigilantes are joke. Most of these people thought I was joking when I said the vigilantes got them. And if the government knew anything about history or whatever, I don't know who was controlling them, but vigilantes are real. Soldiers of fortune are real. Whole militaries for hire are real. Literally, they got their own tanks, jets, and they're for hire. People think it's a joke, and I'm like, oh, it ain't no joke. It's real. But what was around before all the vigilantes? What was around before the FBI and the CIA? Vigilantes, idiots. Johnny is harbinger of doom. No, I'm not harbinger of doom. You people really should stop trying to say I'm a doomsday person. I'm trying to show you folks what destroyed your country, what destroyed your FBI, what destroyed your Oval Office, what destroyed your Congress and Senate, what destroyed your whole civilization. And you blame me for it. And the whole time I've been telling these idiots, hell, I couldn't convince myself. How am I going to convince these people when I couldn't convince myself that this was happening? You know, until, like I said, vigilantes got them. All right, let's see what's going on here. Paige, is you are dismal and dark, and you want to be negative, you will age so fast, it's ridiculous. Johnny is very negative. If you listen to him all day, you will want to play in traffic. No. Well, I'm glad you, but why are you here, Debbie? Is my question. If you feel that way, why are you here? Why is Paige here? All you have to do is click off of the channel, unsubscribe, and never come back again. You don't have to watch. But why are you folks still here? Is my question. If I'm this bad guy and all I'm doing is making movie skits and just giving my opinion on stuff, but these people want to kill me. They want to poison me. They want to get a hold of their buddies and boyfriends in the prison so they can try and hit me. Try and take me out. Well, I think they're on to them. But yeah, I can see how people would say there's a case there with Matt Brown, even if he wasn't associated with the Nancy Guthrie, even if he was in that area when this occurred or whatever. Yeah, well, like I said, you take him off of the table of the Nancy Guthrie case. What do you got? You still got a case. Like I said, these people been hacking my computer. They've been using witchery, sorcery on me. You name it. You name it. Poisoning. Just you name it. They've been doing it.
So senseless, so relentless, attitude vicious. Wonder what it's like not to have any feelings. Wonder what it's like not to put up a fight every day and night just to try to make a difference. Maybe I'm tripping.
All right, so she's going to stick her face in the camera for us. You put a ski mask on it, maybe some face paint that Matt had around, which we got evidence of that. Is that your mask, lady? We don't know. Some people are saying, maybe call it in. That's all you could do. Hold on a minute. right, I'm back. Enjoy the birds, the living things, at the couch. I agree with you. I agree with you there, Debbie. His girlfriend does not meet porch guy Belly. He has a gut. Well, Matt Brown had a gut. But if you look at the other video, a porch guy, it's someone total different and they don't have a gut. So there you go. Like I said, if the government was doing their job, there would be no need for vigilantes. You know, else to do their job. So that's why we hire vigilantes to back up. And like I said, they are a hired military. You know, if they're paid to protect somebody, they protect them whether who they are. They don't give a shit. You know, this world does not revolve around the United States and its corruption and evil. You know, a lot of people. Hey, I got attacked. A lot of people attacked me just because millions of people ended up voting for Trump, but we had no idea that uh, the whole case is based with Trump and the whole Epstein thing. We didn't know. They don't tell us that shit. You know, people were saying it, but we didn't believe them. Debbie said, I just thought of something. What? You didn't thought? I just thought of something. She ain't spelling her words right. That's all right. We don't beat people down. Porch guy is a pregnant woman with a stomach. Well, maybe, possibly. I can't take it off of the table. You might be right. Maybe. We know this much. This lady, Jamie, claimed that Matt Brown was afraid to go on his road trip. He was afraid to leave. He was afraid to do this and that. Why was he afraid to leave? Why was he afraid to leave and go on a road trip? Was she a secret government agent? I don't know. Was she related to the Weavers? Well, you can keep dreaming, Weaver. Dream, Weaver. I believe you can get me through the night. Debbie's laughing her little butt off. See, this woman, one minute she's mad, the next minute she's laughing her little butt off. Crazier than a cuckoo doll. You did crack the case. I told you. You were the one that was in here telling me you had suspicions of Jamie, his girlfriend. You were the one sending me messages. I got a feeling about this lady. It's not good. Well, what's the deal? What's the deal? You know, now you're going to say she was pregnant with Matt's kid? And that's why Matt didn't want to do anything. Matt was going crazy because he's never held a real job and he had no money coming in. And maybe the only thing he could do was sell drugs to bring money in. Maybe. I don't know the whole story of Matt Brown's life, nor did I really care until all this happened. I've seen his videos on YouTube a couple times, but I was like, ugh, he's got problems. He needs help. And that was it. I left it at that. You know, now Debbie says she cracked the case. Now she cracked the case, right? When I was saying, well, it's possible these two are involved in something, maybe. Debbie, the whole time behind the scenes, is saying I'm crazier than a cracker. You've lost your mind. Now all of a sudden she's in my chat trying to say she solved the case, that the porch guy was pregnant. Well, maybe. Maybe the guy was a woman and maybe they were pregnant. But my question is, what did she do with her giant breasts? Jamie's got Jamie's got a very nice rack on her. Where did the breast go? And then I remembered, uh, Debbie Fox showed me a sports bra one time for jogging, and women's breasts, her breasts just disappeared. It's like, what happened? It's a jogging thing. Have a jogging thing on them giant Philoppolis, beautiful breast that Jamie has were squished up against her chest and no one could see them. And yeah, maybe. We don't know. We're just YouTubers. Are these people innocent? These people are innocent till proven guilty in the court of the law, whether it be United States court or the vigilante court. I'm not sure. But this was all predicted. This was all predicted that the vigilantes would come in. The government wasn't doing their jobs, and America would be invaded by vigilantes and people that wanted justice. See, this country has a problem. Its court system decides who gets justice, who don't. And the courts, well, the courts don't run the show. See, so people, the judge might say, oh, this case is closed. These people had nothing to do with it. But the vigilante court says, oh, no, these people are going to pay for what they did. And we don't live by your laws. And then the vigilantes come in and they hit these dudes. And, is it true? Oh, yeah, it's true. I've been telling these effing idiots this country's in a world of shit. You will have to nuke this country to stop it. Because I don't give a shit. And now you're getting about 350 million people that don't give a shit. And when people don't give a shit, well, you got a country where the body count's going to be phenomenal. It already is 20 million to record. No, I could correct that. 30 million. 30 million people gone in the United States already. So that's what you're dealing with, you stupid pricks. You effed with the wrong dudes. And now these dudes are everywhere in the country. Well, good luck. Good luck, government. Good luck, Debbie Fox. This is probably one of the greatest script movies ever. Attitude. They want me to act, and I'm like, no, I don't want to act. I'll write it. I'll coach them. But I'm not. I'm not going to be acting or anything. I'm trying to survive. Trying to stay along. Trying to stay alive. You know. Uh, I'm just trying to live in peace. Yeah. Once I find a good woman, I'm gone. You ain't gonna see me around this scumbag. I'm out of here. Ixnay the whole country. Well, Debbie Fox is saying her mom was into stuff that she should not have been in. They do decide how far they will go to find someone. You may be worth it. You may not be. That's what Debbie Fox is saying. That's very true, Johnny. AB cups. Yeah, well, you know, you know, is it possible they did? I don't know. There she is looking at. Is that when you put a mask on it? Is that one of the? I don't know. I don't know. Why would you do that, little lady? I don't know why if it was something like that, because there is a lot of people claiming that there is a woman involved. And I'm a Jimmy Buffett, Uncle Jimmy. Uncle Jimmy always told me, behind every good man, there's a woman, right? And it very well might have been his own fault because he listened to that woman. But we all know, right? What Uncle Jimmy said, that it was his own dang fault because he let yeah, oh yeah. Let me see what Debbie's saying. I do not want to say what, but look at it all. Do you think it was government? Well, I can tell you this much. Mrs. Savannah did a lot of interviews and an interview with even Mr. Trump where she said some very, she made some allegations and questioned a lot of these high profile people. So is it well, I can't take anything off of the table. I can't. What was it? It was social media that said Mrs. Guthrie was an 84-year-old CIA, FBI, Black Ops investigator that had big pharma, Medicaid, Medicare, proof of that. Uh, uh, she was a rolling, ass kicking. That's what got Mrs. Guthrie probably uh, in a demise. People are saying, "Oh, you can't say that." Well, I can say whatever I want. I live in the United States of America, which we're proving now that you can't say whatever you want because it's bullshit. It's only rich people that can say what they want. You and me, the working man, the citizen, no, you're not allowed to say what you want. No, we have proven over and over again that America is false advertising. And it cut deals with killers, terrorists, rapists, pedos, cannibals, you name it. There's evidence they're saying that they cut deals with these people. The government is not what you think. Well, they sacrificed your God. It was the government that sacrificed your God and your Jesus. And what did the Bible say? Give to the government what's theirs. So shove that giant penis right up your ass and give to God what is his, which is our soul, our mind, our body, our hearts and everything. And that's what we did. Now, I don't know about the rest of you guys. I have no idea, but my family didn't join in the wars and make it safe for you people to live for nothing. Uh, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Some people get treated that never pulled a trigger or never had to sit there and watch your veteran grandfather or uncles or whatever pass away when they gave their heart and soul and everything to this country, and you shit all over my veterans and my family and my gods. So I don't know what to say. It's. I understand what they're saying. I'm just a creator. I'm just a movie man. I'm just someone voicing my opinion. Whether you like it, whether it's bad, whether it's evil, whether it's what, it's my right. Let me see what Debbie Fox is saying. Debbie solved the case, and that ain't good enough for her. She's still continuing to try and destroy me and drive me nuts. Paige, nobody could take it 24/7. I can't live like that. I have to be positive. Well, I don't know. If you think you're going to use your psychological narcissist mind flipping on me, it ain't working. We got plenty of evidence of this box is not the peaceful little thing that she claims. Yeah, I used to date a woman like you, where that crazy broad would put stuff into my mind. I'm like, I never said that. I don't think that. Just because I said it, don't mean I really think it. You know, she'd always put stuff in. She'd always make drops. She'd always. I'd be like, yeah, that's why I won't go back to her. She's pissed about it. Now that I'm somebody, she's, oh, remember me? No, I don't remember you. I have no idea who you are. You once were in my heart, but you ain't no more. And they're just all man. Oh my God, he won't come back. I know. I've seen the lady church people talking about it. This woman is very mad. because now your ship has come in, but she didn't want you when you were nothing. But no, well, exactly. They always do. They always do. They don't want nothing to do with you until they find out, my God, he what? Jesus, call him, get him on the phone. We're in love again. And these women, they use their bodies. He loved my body. And I would have, sweetie. I know you're watching me. I would have ran back to you in a heartbeat. I would have ran back to you in a heartbeat. I loved you. I really did. Although my head was messed up and I was on alcohol and all that, uh, I loved you. But, now that I'm sober and on medication, I can see that you people were the problem, not me. You people crazy. Johnny, how many times were you arrested for DV? What is DV? What's DV? I was never arrested for domestic violence. And that's another thing we're looking into, Trump, is these people that are corrupt within the government and FBI and police that are making false stuff. And now we have proof that we had police in Indiana that were covering up crimes. They were arresting people that had no records. They were creating warrants that there was no warrants, President Trump. Do you understand that, sir? Where these people, I've never been arrested for domestic violence against a woman. They just throw shit on there. They'll take something that has nothing to do with domestic violence, but they'll put it as domestic violence. Why? To try and wreck your name and your thing. This all started from back when I was a younger teenager with my girlfriend. We got pulled over prom night, and a cop didn't like me. And that cop did bad things in a police station uh, where there was no other police officers there and nobody else. And I made the choice to do what I did. Ever since then, the police, they can't stand me. At least one of the towns in Chicago couldn't stand me. But that's what you get when you do stuff, bad stuff like that to two teenagers that were just driving home from prom night. Uh, you know, I guess they learned their lesson out there. All right, let's go ahead and let's see what Debbie's saying now. I literally lost my whole family. I can live in fear all my life thinking about this, but I want to be happy and love life. Oh, I love life. I've been saying it for a while. I am a happy person. Uh, it's just my mind, people like to mess with my mind. And when they get the repercussions of it, then they go crying to the world. Oh my God. Oh my God. He said this, he said this, he said this. And I've been through it with, well, that's a typical woman. Like I told you, the seed has always been tainted. Could I have changed Jamie? I could have changed her. I could have loved her. I could have loved her real good. We would have lived off of my disability check, but you would have been loved, pampered. Uh, I would have loved you a long time. With the way that body looks, I probably would have loved you a long, long time. But you know, things didn't work out the way we were hoping. So uh, now I live alone and I just make up stuff just for content. That's not true. I know it's not. It's part of my movie. You can't do that. I just did it. I just ended up doing it. What do you mean? Can't do it. You know, I don't have to tell you folks. Get a bunch of people up in Washington. Debbie says I or even heard the song "Live Life Like You Are Dying." Well, I'm trying to stay alive, and these people are trying to get me to die. I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. You look horrible. I know. That's proof that these people tried to kill me, that the government tried to kill, that these people, the movies tried to kill me. That's all proof. You look horrible, Johnny. Yeah. No, it ain't from smoking cigarettes. I'll tell you that, you effing idiots. Yeah, they're just nuts. No, it's cancer. It ain't mine. I'm not really worried about it. The Lord will heal us all, and we'll be all right. Well, I know that, Debbie, but other people don't know that. That's why I wanted you to come up on the. That's why I wanted you to come up on panel and tell your story. But it seems it's a pattern that you say that you have your ways of thinking, and I want you to come up and tell the people your story on panel. But you don't. You told me you're going to tell your story somewhere else on someone else's panel. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna hound her about it. The Lord doesn't heal everything. Well, then the whole Bible is a lie. Debbie says, Johnny, do you ever not think about the government? Well, Debbie, if you've been tortured, your whole life by them, sacrifice. Can you believe that they're saying some of these government people are literally witches and warlocks? And then I thought, you know, and did some investigating on it. I'm like, well, it's very well possible they could be. No, it's very well possible. They were saying George Bush and Mrs. Bush or something were related to Aleister Crowley or something like that a while back. I was like, what? Yeah, Aleister Crowley. I'm like, he was like one of the evilest guys in the world, I thought. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what it stated on the YouTube video I watched. Why is everybody gone? My life suffered so much watching the die. I don't know. Slow down or get Google spell check or whatever. Why is everybody gone in my life suffered so much watching the die? No, I've seen people in my family pass away, and it sucked. My grandfather was on hospice at the end of his life. You know, so he passed away at his well, actually at my mother's. You know, well, I would have loved Jamie if she would have been my girlfriend. I would have probably made some changes. And do you make changes? Well, I always tell dudes, listen to the woman. If you're bedding with that woman and you're in love with her, you know, and you can trust her, then there's nothing better than a good woman. And was Jamie ugly? No, she wasn't ugly at all. Uh, was she something different behind the camera? I mean, she did change her appearance dramatically. Even her face has changed. She used to have puffy eyes. She used to have all kinds of stuff, but now she looks good. Maybe she was being possessed. Maybe she figured it out that that the police were like, hey, we want to talk to you. They might have talked to her, they might have showed her stuff, and Jamie might have figured out that Matt probably was into some bad stuff and she didn't want it around her kids, maybe, or something. Debbie says she was just a drug addict. They met each other a drug rehab center. Cool. So they both were trying to get help. Good. God bless them. Now, for one, we have no proof that Matt Brown is even dead. We have no proof of it. No one has seen an autopsy. No one has seen death photos. No one has seen anything. It's all hearsay. You know, it's all hearsay. There's no proof of anything. For one, they can't even tell us what caliber weapon it was. They can't even show real. We got people on the internet. These idiots are making AI videos of it, and it's showing a 9 millimeter up on the bank. But now that guy came out and said, "Well, I did that. This whole case was AI." So was the whole case like what Brewski was saying last night? Is Nancy Guthrie was never taken, never killed. The whole thing was AI. It started a little rumor. Well, what's the devil's biggest trick? A lie. And it blew up into this big thing. Mrs. Nancy Guthrie was not an investigator. She had nothing to do with Big Pharma or Medicaid, Medicare. She didn't have anything to do with any of this shit. It was AI and YouTubers that made fake videos. And that's the truth. Debbie Fox says his brother seen him floating in the water. He ID'd him. It's not your business to see him. Well, his brother wasn't there when they found him in the water. There was only 3 people in the boat. So, see, the story now is getting mixed up, and that's another thing because we had a professional search guy say there was only 3 people in the boat. There was only 3 boats, 2 canoes, and one small john boat, and they were the only ones on the water. So, how did his brother see Matt floating in the water? I don't know. The stories are already not matching. Debbie is saying, I have to make some money and I have a whole shit load of chores. So do I. I will be back later. You will still be talking about this hogwash. No, I won't because I'm ending this video. Go pick up your guitar. How about that? Well, I could, but I just lost everything. So, you know, maybe a good woman will come along and I'll pick my guitar back up and start playing and doing stuff. Till then, I'm Johnny Kramer, the YouTube investigator, the couch potato investigator. Now, folks, we got clouds rolling in. I think we got some rain maybe today or tonight. Debbie Fox says that is what you are really good at. And DIY. Yes, but I'm also good at loving a good woman. And that's what I'm into right now. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm on the hunt for love. And you know what? You know what? If I would run into Jamie after she's over all this, I'd probably date her. But no weapons allowed in the house. Only I'm the one that can control the weapons and knives. I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy a. I'm gonna buy a lockbox if I ever do find a woman. And at night, I'll lock up all the knives, all the guns. I don't want to wake up and see a silhouette, you know, in the darkness than my Johnson. And I end up like John Bobbitt. I love myself. I love myself. I'm a good person. I don't go out looking for trouble. If I see something, I say something. I'm a good person. You know, I try to love myself the best I can. But, there's other people that trespassing inside you, touching you, laying hands on people. We are now going into the 2027 will be this stuff's going to be real, folks. They literally can touch you and either put demons into you or sickness or whatever. And we're going to take it as this stuff is real and it's going to be real. No, we're trying to stop it. But when you got 352 million people that believe that this stuff is real, witchery, sorcery, the devil, all that, it's just a matter of time before your country eats itself, which I forgot about that. There's like 50, 100,000 cannibals uh, in the United States, and they're eating their way right through the United States. So go figure that. All glory goes to God, amen, on this channel. And maybe that's the problem. People are telling me stop talking about God. Every time you talk about God, the devil is destroying everything on you. And they might be right. So I just want the Lord to know I love you. All glory goes to you, but now I got to go silent because in heaven I have protection on this earth. Well, the devil runs it, I guess. So let me see what Debbie's saying before. She keeps saying she's got stuff to do, but here she keeps questioning me on stuff. A woman wants a positive, strong man, not one she has to fight all the burns or all the bums for every day. I don't know. I was burned. I've been burned before, literally, like burned, like skin burned. All right. So what do we know? We know we got a whole bunch of these people on the run. Who's going to get to them first? The American government or the vigilantes? I'm not sure. We're just making movies here. Vigilantes are real. The government is real, but this is just a movie channel and a movie, so nothing is real, but it is real, right? All right, you folks have a great day. God bless. Let's see. Hold on. She commented something else. And he is sitting in a federal position in the corner or a fetal position in the corner. No, I'm not. I'm not in the fetal position in the corner. I am not raising any more kids or adult men. That's all right because we didn't want to raise you. We didn't want to have to babysit. I was going to babysit you, but I can't even babysit myself. You're right. All right. Now you get to your chores, little Miss Fox. Thanks you, Miss Fox, for stopping in. We appreciate it. Be safe. I'll be back with more content. I got word, more stuff will be popping off. So it will be. So let's make sure we're ready to cover it. Debbie Fox, you have a good day. You be safe. Paige Turner, you have a good day. Be safe. All of these people are innocent until proven guilty and may or may not have anything to do with any of this stuff. Now, little Miss Jamie, The only reason I'm covering this is because there's a lot of people on YouTube that are blaming Jamie for their problems that Meth had. Now, I don't know if it was her problem, whose problem. It might have been both of their problems. They might have been mixed up in witchery, sorcery. We don't know. They might have been the biggest drug runners in the world or traffickers. We don't know. Now, I want all you folks to have a great day. I really wish that I can become somebody that, well, I don't have to put up with all this garbage. She had problems too. I know that, Miss Fox. I know that. You said you had a suspicion about her. I wake up this morning, I tell you, you might be right, Fox, from what I'm finding out. And now here she is in my chat saying this and that, and I'm crazy. So, they should have just smoked some grass instead of snorting the devil's dandruff. They should have just smoked some pot. If they would have smoked pot, they probably would be at home and safe still. But they were snorting that devil's dandruff, and that's probably what did them in. They literally should have smoked pot to get off of the meth, you know, and the alcohol and stuff. That's what they're giving people that are all messed up on heroin and pills and everything. They're prescribing cannabis. They say it helps them come off of the heroin and the opioids and stuff. And I imagine it would. If they smoked pot, they probably would have still been at home. They probably never would have done half of the shit they done because they would have been busy watching TV or sitting and eating food and watching TV or playing games. Most people that smoke cannabis, what do? They usually they smoke a doobie, and the next thing you know, they're cleaning stuff, they're watching TV, they're cooking food, they're taking care of the doing house chores. They're not running around in the United States. You know, what do most people do that do cocaine and the devil's dandruff meth? Well, they're out running everywhere. They're like crackheads everywhere, scattering everywhere, jumping everywhere, moving everywhere. You know, yeah, they should have. They should have got them. They should have prescribed these two cannabis. Debbie says, "Oh, here she comes again. One minute she can't stand me. The next minute, Debbie, I'm going to use my, ladies and gentlemen, I was modeling for underwear company, much like Marky Mark Wahlberg. So I might use that as a thumbnail. Me modeling some of the underwear that they wanted me to put on and model. Some people said I had great legs and great waist, and the underwear they sent to model looked good. So I took some photos, sent them out. I don't know if people will find them. I might use it as a thumbnail. Let me see what Debbie's saying. We are chilling, laughing, doing shit at home. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You might go out and do something, but you come home, you relax, you take care of your chores or whatever. Um, you know, and then you get your dinner going, TV's going, you smoke one of your cannabis sticks, and you're relaxing and chilling at home, eating. No, I'm not going to show it, Debbie, because then you'll get mad. It don't look that good, anyways. I don't want people laughing at me. I don't want people laughing at my portfolio photos. They said I could have been the next GQ underwear guy. If it wasn't for Matt Wahlberg. But yeah, and that makes sense to me because they were saying that I could have been a butt model when I did the whole uh, uh, Roadhouse thing. They used my butt. And they were saying, "How do you know it's yours?" I'm like, "Because there's a beauty mark right there on my butt cheek, and that was my." They're like, "Oh my God, how do you know that?" Because that was my butt. That was my butt. That's why. That's how I know. I mean, you would be a good underwear model. Oh, I'm too old now, Debbie. You said I'm an old man, and I look horrible and everything. So I was going to use it as one of my thumbnails. Yeah, it was new underwear they were coming out with. I think it was Nikes or Panumas or whatever they were, tight fitting brief underwears or whatever they call them. Not tight fitting, they were like shorts, but real tight or whatever. Whatever that Mark Wahlberg thing was when he was taking photos. But they said I could have been probably the next underwear model of the year. Just keep your mouth closed. What? That's no lie. I mean, you would be a good underwear model. That's no lie. Just keep your mouth closed. Puma. Why would I have to keep my mouth closed, Debbie? Well, here she is making fun of me again. I think she is a killer. No, you're a killer, Debbie. Who sent you? The devil? How much is he paying you? Who sent you, Puma? That's right, Puma underwear. Don't laugh at me, Debbie. The gall of this woman. That's right, I could have been somebody, they said. If it wasn't for the rest of these idiots, I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender, is what they told me. Because you talk about a stupid government while wearing undies. That's right. Puma underwear. She don't know nothing. They make Nike underwears. They make Puma underwears. They make a lot of underwears for men. All right. I can't take a man seriously while wearing undies. Debbie, what do you expect me to do? Walk around with no underwear all day? What is wrong with you, woman? Now, I'm going to have to create another telescope to look inside your brain because I'm wondering what's in there. Hold on a minute. Let me check. Yep. Yep. Just as I suspected. Marbles. Are you related to Ryan Upchurch? I'm just asking, Debbie, because I'm here. Marbles. I'm joking, Upchurch. I'm just joking. It's Debbie with the marbles in her brain, not Upchurch. Now, if you yell at me while wearing undies, I will laugh till I pee. I will be laughing. Yeah. Don't make me put my brief undies or whatever they call them. I don't know what they call them. I don't know. They're like shorts, but they're real tight. I don't know. They were just like, can you take a couple photos with these on and we'll see what you look like? Now they're all like, my God, we can. This kid could have been the next GQ underwear model of the world. But, after they tried to kill me because they found out that I was the Higdenberg baby and they owed me millions already, they were trying to kill me. And then Uncle, Tesla and all these guys and everything that I was related to and everything. The government's finally figuring out, oh crap, we owe them a bunch of money. Kill them. So they tried to kill me. They keep trying to kill me. Let me see. I can't take a man seriously wearing undies. If you yell at me while wearing undies, I will laugh till I pee. Well, you can laugh until you pee, but that's okay. And your ex used you yell at the kids in his boxers. I said they can't take you seriously because you're yelling in underwear. I don't know. Now, folks, I just want to let you know I'm not going to lie to my American citizens. Vigilantes are real. They've been here for a long time. Hell, they tried killing me. So, vigilantes are real. They're in America. Who controls them? Not me. You got to have money to control them. So, someone's controlling these vigilantes. Why were they sent here? Probably to steal my underwear that never made it out on the line. They were prototype underwear for men. Uh, and they never made it out. They seen my one photo I sent in, and they were like, "Good God Almighty! There's no one that can wear a pair of underwear like that. What are we gonna do?" He's 50 something years old. Well, there's nothing you can do. They shelved the project. I'm thinking Mark Wahlberg called them and was pissed off that they were sending me prototype underwear. That never made it out on the market, and I was modeling it for them. Don't be upset, Debbie. We still love you on this channel, although you've been possessed by the devil. Johnny, get back to pick up. Get back to the pick of you and your Nike undies. No, I'm not going to get back to it because then you'll get mad. You'll get mad. Yes, they did, but it got shelved, Debbie. And Mark's top half. Yeah, it got shelved. Once they found out that they were photo opping my bottom half, the good half of me, which some people say, I think Johnny Kramer is part black. And I always told these people, I am. I am. From the mid torso down to the legs, the part black. And everyone, they were all upset and mad. I'm the first honky black man ever. So they were mad about that. They were mad about that. They canceled that show. I can't breathe. Well, you're going to have to breathe because then if you don't breathe, you're going to end up dying. Right. And there goes another woman that never got to see me in my undies. No. And that's the thing. That's the thing right there is these people, they don't understand the power of the Yankovic in underwear. And, and she's right. She's right. They used your photo and photo opt Mark in there. I think they did. I think so. Probably. Breathe, Debbie. Breathe. Breathe, woman. Breathe. I'm laughing so hard. Oh my God. Where is Celt and ATS News? Well, they're busy looking at my underwear portfolio. At least Celt is. And that's another thing. These photos can't come out. Men see this photo and everything, of me in my underwear, modeling them and everything. And then what? Then what? Then I got a bunch of people wanting to be. I'm not gay, so I don't go that way. And it's just caused so much havoc for me. It's just unreal. All the women, everything. It's just too much for me right now. I'm just too stressed out. What I need is a good woman. That wants to get close, cuddle, and hang out, and maybe play some guitar. Maybe learn how to play guitar. Maybe not play guitar and just sit around and watch TV. Maybe play video games. Maybe just go for a walk, holding hands and hand. We don't know. We don't know. Wait, was it Calvin Klein? Yes, they were Calvin Klein. And I got Calvin Kleins. I got Nikes. I got all kinds. They were just sending me all kinds of stuff. Did I get any money from it? Not one penny. Not one dime. I probably would show you my portfolio of me modeling underwear, but you would get mad, Debbie. You would get mad. You'd probably get mad and everything. And I wasn't mad at Wahlberger. I mean, he was doing his job. Marky Mark's pretty cool, dude. He was doing his job. He was upset, but I'm like, even the underwear modeling agency said, we're going to have to use his photo because look at the package, and that's what sells. What the women love is the package. And I was like, hey, what do you want me to do? You know, I was born that way. And people were making fun of me and everybody. I'm like, I'm not an animal. I'm just a human being. And they were all going crazy. My God, what is it, donkey boy? That's a yeah. They were calling me all kinds of stuff. It was unreal. I left the modeling agency. I left the modeling agency. I didn't want, I was out. I called Mark. I said, listen, brother, I'm out. I love you. I love all the stuff you do, all the great stuff, all the boy stuff band and all that great stuff. But I'm out. I'm just getting too much heat. It's just too stressful, and I backed down. A lot of people, oh my God, he's gonna kill you. Probably. It cost him a lot of money when some underwear photos came out. They're all trying to kill you. I wouldn't doubt it. This channel has solved many cases. We broke up many parties, as Forrest Gump said. I'm sorry to break up your Black Panther party. But it was just, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Maybe one day you will see my portfolio, Debbie. One day. Maybe not. You keep acting that way and abusing me and yelling and screaming at me. No, I'm not going to show you my Calvin Klein portfolio. No, Debbie, it's too late to try and butter me up. No, no, Debbie. No, 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 too late. Folks, we got some clouds coming in now. All glory goes to God. I can't believe it. Even though now it's in my brain. Every time I say something, I end up saying all glory goes to God. And I'm like, I need a break from this. But even in my conscience, even in my mind, I'm still giving thanks to God. Can Johnny Kramer break away from God and become his own man? Like the great Rush band said, no, my mind is not for rent. To any god or government. When it own the fight the man. He's wearing his Calvin Klein jacket. Barrel, barrel, barrel. Yeah, maybe something like that. All glory does go to God when he made it that T Rex. God did make T Rexes. He did make T Rexes. That's true. Dinosaurs and everything. No, they're trying to steal. Listen, we got evidence that these people are paying witches and warlocks to try and steal my body. I already got a couple of them on the list. And I'm pissed because they keep saying, well, you got to let them have it because these people are God's people. I'm like, oh, good God, give me my Johnson back and my body. How much did these people pay to steal my body? It's the devil, Johnny. They're stealing. We'll say goodbye to the devil. No, we don't care if 350 million people need to go. No one cares. We want our bodies back and everything. T Rex's code. I don't know what that code is, but God did make dinosaurs. Debbie, Debbie, I'm looking in chat and you said something about, you're right, Johnny, AB size cup. Who was wearing an AB size cup? Is that what Jamie is, or what size cup bra you use? I'm confused. I'm reading through the chat right now. Who had AB cups? Is my question. Size is an AB cup in a woman. We're men. We don't know. Whether she has big boobs, small boobs, medium boobs, we don't know what these cup sizes are. Debbie said, them are Matt's boobs. What now? Matt had boobs? Are you kidding me? What was going on? And here she still says there's no case. When we didn't know he had boobs, that's Matt's boobs. I had no idea. Wait, who made them? Who made what, Debbie? Well, either God made the dinosaurs or the devil did. Because if you remember, before man came to earth, the devil fell. So maybe the devil made dinosaurs and not God. And that's why the Lord got rid of dinosaurs, because the devil tried to make things on earth. That's what Matt, or that's what Paige said. The dinosaurs. Yeah, well, maybe the devil tried to make dinosaurs. Well, hold on a minute, Debbie. I'll see what they are. She's going crazy wanting to know what brand underwear I have. Hold on a minute. Uh, B cups. That's what. Now, who wears B cups, Debbie? Was that Matt, or was it Jamie that wore B cups? They're Nikes. They're Nikes, Deb. Yeah, I'm looking at the photo. They were Nikes. Them were Nikes. Yeah, they were Nikes. Debbie says there was proof that caveman and dinosaurs. I give up. I don't know. Nike are better than Calvin Klein's. I'm not sure, Deb. Why didn't you become a model? I was in construction, and people said that I didn't have the mind to be a model. I had the body parts. I had the body and the face, but the mind, because I had a disability. My mind was. This woman might be a Watson. We gotta find out what her last name is. She might be a Watson or a Weaver. She looks like that. I don't know. Might be a Rabel. Might be a Rabel or something. She looks familiar. I seen someone around her that had a face that looked similar to her. Maybe I think we found her. Uh, Let me see. Debbie said, "Why didn't you become a model?" That's why I said just model and don't talk. Oh, you're mean. You're mean, Debbie. Well, she was up there in Washington. Maybe Matt found out information and she got rid of her because we were looking. Wasn't that the same area where? Wasn't that close to the area where that case of that girl driving herself uh, into the lake? Kylie Rodney. Didn't she live up there by them? You are mean, Debbie. You don't want me to say nothing. You just want me to go ahead and put my undies on. That's mean. That's mean. No, she lived in Cali. Yeah, but she was up there by Matt. Oh, oh, now the plot thickens. Who was at that party that night? You know, these people were close to that area. And I think Matt went to rehab in California, maybe. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and no, Debbie, you've been mean all day. And I was going to go ahead and show my portfolio photo on right here. I was going to show it real quick, but no, because you'll get mad. You'll get mad at me, and then you'll start making fun of me. You made me snort. I was laughing so hard. Well, laugh. Laughing is good for you. It releases chemicals into your brain. No, she keeps asking. She wants to see. Okay. you know. There you go. I just sent you a message, meanie. Read the message. Sometimes you could be so mean. Well, laughing is good, Debbie. Keep laughing. All right. I think I'm going to get off this contraption. We are at 2 hours. Man, time just went by. It's already 12:30. Because Debbie distracted me with all this stuff that I'm an idiot, I'm this, I'm that. No, that's not possible. There is no case. There is nothing. Just let it be. All right, fine. I'm going to let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. There must be some Nike underwear. Yeah. Bam, bam, bam. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, don't. Don't. No, you could have had the world. You could have had everything. But you choose to make fun of me because of my mental problems and my body is not good enough. My face is not good enough. My mind is good enough. I'm just not good enough for you. Yeah, that's mean. I am not fat than your head. That is mean, Debbie. I'm not a fat person. Why you gotta say that? That's mean. I'm voluptuous. I'm just a voluptuous man. No, you read the message. I told you, you're mean. Mean, mean, mean. I think I'm going to delete this video. You know, it started off good. We were on the trail. We were wondering what was going on. We're trying to figure it all out. Then Debbie and her sidekick, Paige Turner, came in here and made fun of my fat legs, my fat butt, my fat body, my fat, fat. Yes, voluptuous. I'm Kirby. I'm Kirby, Debbie. I got the curves in all the right places. Let it be, let it be, let it be broccoli and cheese. Well, you could have had the world. You could have had it all. You could have been somebody. But we are going to end this now because I'm tired of Debbie making fun of me. No, I'm not going to do photos of. Now she wants me to go to the firehouse here and take photos of sliding down the fireman's pole. What is wrong with you, woman? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? No, I'm not going to go to the firehouse. down the pole, Johnny. No, crazy woman. What's wrong with you? All right, just once. I'll send you the photo. Well, it's just, it's just, it ain't never going to happen. So just forget about it. No, maybe, I don't know. I want to slide down that pole. It looks like a lot of fun. Oh, the fireman's pole? Yeah, yeah. They can be, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to slide and hit your head. You can get hurt. All right, I'm going to get off this contraption because I'm tired of Debbie making fun of my fat, voluptuous body. So Paige was the one that was saying Jamie had a size B cup. All right, delete this one. Yeah, I'm going to have to delete this video, or maybe not. Maybe I'll let the world see how you really treat me. It's like a piece of meat. I'm just a I'm just a underwear model to you. That's all. I want to look scary though. I want it to look. What? It looks scary though. Is it slippery? A fireman's pole? No, no, it's not. Do they lubricate it? Most. I don't think they lubricate the fireman's pole because then you wouldn't be able to hold on to it. It'd just slide right down and break your legs. No, no, Debbie, you got chores and stuff to do. You can't sit around and look at my underwear portfolio. No, you got stuff to do. You're too busy, remember? Now, is there anything else you folks want to say? Anything else? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? You can't grip it that tight, Debbie. You got to hold on to it loosely and slide down. You're supposed to wrap your legs around it, and then you'll be able to slide down the fireman's pole. The main thing that's stopping you is your feet, your legs wrapped around it. You wouldn't be able to slide down a fireman's pole if you were naked because you probably get stuck. All right, we're going to end this video. I'll be back with more content. No, I'm tired of Debbie making fun of me. I'm tired of it. No, it's just she's making fun of me and my voluptuous curves. No, I'm going to end this video. Debbie, I'll give you a break and you can breathe. You've been having fun and making jokes this morning. You've been picking on me. You've been making fun of my body. You've been making fun of everything. I never slide down something that like that. Well, be safe if you do. All right. Be safe if you do. Now, I want you to have. Can you return that to Ernie show? That that madness and everything. Can you do that for us? Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get off this thing. We got clouds coming in. I got some chores to do around here. Debbie's got chores. She can't sit around and look at my modeling portfolio all day. Now, I want you folks to have a good day. We are investigating many things as this couch potato, investigating, reporting, crime fighting, music, and movies. This is one of the greatest movie channels and script writers ever out there. Improvising method actor ever. You've been watching it for real, and now I have to go back to being poor and doing chores. I want to thank Debbie Fox, all the trolls that came in, and who knows, maybe I will use my modeling photo of my Nikes and other Puma as thumbnails. I'm not sure. I might get some calls. They might want to book me for some stuff. No. Have a great day. Debbie, is there anything you want to say? No, don't say nothing. You'll just make fun of me. All right, you be safe and don't put nothing on your hands or you'll slide down the fire pole and you'll break your dang legs. You got to wrap your legs around it. That's how you stop from sliding all the way down and breaking your dang legs. So be safe. You go to the firehouse. I'm going to get off this contraption. I'll be back here shortly with more content. Have a good day, Debbie.